So welcome, good morning again, good evening and good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable, important day, the inaugural Zero-G Parabolic Flight, which represents 50-50 equality in space and beyond. My name is Polona Šafarić-Tipaš. I'm a scientist and working in ecology. I'm coordinator for development and external relations at Royal Academy of Science International Trust. And today we will be witnessing how collaboration and partnership can bring the equality and inclusion in all fields without leaving anyone behind. The partnership between RASIT and AstroAccess enabled 12 professional scientists, engineers, veterans, and artists with disabilities to make the history. They will be the first ones contributing to the advances in disability inclusions in space explorations. On that note, I would like to open the high-level conversation on equality, diversity, and inclusion in space by special address from President of the United Nations General Assembly, His Excellency Mr. Abdullah Shahid. His address will be followed by European Union Commissioner for Equality, Her Excellency Helena Dalli. And here we go.
Thank you for the opportunity to address the historic and inaugural Zero-G Parabolic Flight. My sincere appreciation to the Royal Academy of Science International Trust and AstroAccess for the kind invitation. I commend you for making this event possible. To the members of the disabled professional team, today you make history. Today you send a powerful and profound message to every girl and every boy living with a disability. Today, your journey says unequivocally that all people are equal, that all people must be raised up and given the same opportunities. Your voyage today embodies the principles of equality, of empowerment, of innovation and ingenuity, of peace, prosperity, and sustainability for all. Truly, ladies and gentlemen, I am in awe of you. And as much as I am in awe, I am also grateful. I have built my presidency of the General Assembly on the foundation of hope. I have made the case that humanity deserves better than what we have seen these past few years, that we are capable of so much more. Some have called me naive, dreaming of a world that we do not actually live in. I have little time for cynics who find comfort in complacency and excuses. Growing up on a small island that is at risk of being swallowed by the sea, I learned from a young age to have faith in other people, to put trust in others. I'm putting that same faith to the world. For all our faults and for our differences, I truly believe that we yearn for the same things: peace, prosperity, harmony with nature, and the opportunity to live freely and equally, with the dignity with which all that entails. This historic flight is a clarion call for all of us to make the world inclusive and equal, to ensure that the potential of all humankind can be harnessed to the fullest extent possible. And it is a window into the possibilities that exist for peaceful and equal exploration in space, where the benefits related to space exploration help address key issues here on Earth, such as climate change and sustainable development. Your journey today is a good example, a good feeling for the soul. It's a reminder that humanity, all of humanity, can reach higher together. I thank you for reminding me of why I chose hope. I wish you an incredible journey.
Dear participants, I am honored to address you prior to your departure in the inaugural zero-gravity parabolic flight. Persons with disabilities should be able to participate equally in all areas of life. Living independently, learning and working in accessible and inclusive environments are the conditions that we need to ensure to enable everyone to thrive and live life to the fullest. By participating in this project and in your pursuit to bring equality to space, you are breaking down barriers and inspiring change. I congratulate the Royal Academy of Science International Trust in partnership with AstroAccess on your work to advance disability inclusion in science and space exploration. You demonstrate how science, technology, and innovation can work hand in hand to achieve equality and leave no one behind. Your team of professionals in this project embodies the values of diversity, inclusion, and equality. These values are not only key to a successful team, they are also indispensable to achieve sustainable social and economic development globally. I wish you a successful flight.
Now, I would like to invite a senior advisor of the Emperor of Japan, Professor Kenzo Hiroki. He's joining us live from Tokyo, where the time is far past midnight. Therefore, we express sincere gratitude for joining us live. Please, Professor Hiroki.
Thank you very much. I'm really glad to join all of you here. And I'm quite encouraged to see these great things is happening right now in the midst of the pandemic. As you know well, the Olympic and the Paralympic was held in Tokyo during the pandemic. And through these great experiences of the performance of the athletes, we learn that the people can make their efforts to the maximum to achieve the things we have never seen before. The athletes of the Paralympics have shown us that the unlimited potential of the human being. With all the efforts, they could show us the greatest performances we could ever see. So that was an encouragement for all of us that if we make the effort, we can make the dream come true. As I'm an expert on water and disasters, the space is very much related to my area of study. Water is there everywhere in the atmosphere and even stratosphere. By exploring the limitless knowledge and experiences, we can make one step forward to know new things, and that will help us to be prepared for the future. Because of the advancement of the scientists, of the climate changes, water, and other areas, we could now achieve a lot of things, be prepared for the disaster tomorrow, and have a safer lives for the people. Now, those scientific advancement has been advanced because of the intuition of the scientists. Today, with those parabolic flights, I believe that the scientist, even with some handicap, can make a great achievement by feeding the new things, which will lead to new findings that will help all the human beings to receive benefit from their findings. I wish the success of the endeavor, and I would like to congratulate this, this endeavor together with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your message. Next, I would kindly welcome the 6th President of the Republic of Mauritius, and on her birthday, Her Excellence, Professor Amina Gurey Hakim. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of RASIT, and all the team who are about to take off. A great evening to you, good morning if you are well, for those in New York. And it is indeed a great moment. And I'm so pleased that my sister, Princess, has associated me with this event, because as I will say later on, this event resonates very much with me. Space exploration has been amazing, and I have always felt that we should have more, and in fact, we are having more. This is a sentiment that I have been able to have. I was privileged because I watched the moon landing as a child, and I felt very privileged because I can assure you this event has been a life-changing moment for me. And I'm more than convinced that today, many lives and many livelihoods will be changed forever. Space exploration has enabled us to learn a great deal, and we have been reaping the benefits ever since that famous statement by Neil Armstrong, one small step from mankind and one giant leap for humanity. At a personal level, that, as I said, that event has changed my life, because I was convinced then, and I still am convinced, that science will be my calling. Was. And I can assure you, I have never looked back. Science exploration, space exploration has created many new technologies, brought different countries together, and gives people better understanding of our planet Earth. There are many things we take for granted, but without this initial endeavor, it wouldn't have been possible without space exploration. We wouldn't have cameras or our phones or an iPhone or the portable computers. And our understanding of the Earth has increased due to space exploration. Scientists are able to study the Earth atmosphere from space and understand the changes in climate and their effects on life on Earth. A proof space travel is that it is possible to observe our planet from a distance. Changes in the environment and issues like global warming and ozone depletion have been possible. Space science is also helping to track hurricane and other natural disasters. And for a country like mine, just like the country of His Excellency, the UN Secretary General Chairperson, sorry, the UN General Assembly, sorry, beg your pardon, getting a prize on cyclone trajectory is vital, and more in the changing climate, and we both are at the we both are submitted to the vagaries of a changing climate. Space exploration has helped answer questions like how Earth was formed, and has helped us to figure out where a lot of our natural resources come from. Without space research, we wouldn't know about the ozone layer, and God knows where we would be in this planet if this hadn't been detected at the right time. Space exploration has federated our best brains, our best talents, our finest resources. Now just imagine what it will be like when we go that extra mile and become more equal and more inclusive. And I think today's event is doing just that and working towards achieving within our SDGs, especially SDG 5. I wish all the participants in this moonshot event all the very best and have a great journey. And I will all look forward to hearing from you upon your return. A big congratulations to RASIT and the vision of Her Royal Highness, the Princess Nisreen, and her team for getting all this together and for creating things that make us dream every day. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency, for a kind message, and again, happy birthday. We're going to move on to the ambassador and the permanent representative of Portugal to the United Nations, His Excellency Francisco Duarte Lopes. He's joining us with a video message. which I will play.
I strongly commend RASIT and AstroAccess for this initiative. I am happy to learn that 3 founding members of the global campaign Writing in Science in Braille will be taking part in today's historic flight. Portugal has been working with RASIT to promote the achievement of SDG 5 in the field of science. Space can be a driver for development. That's why we co-sponsored Resolution 73-6 on outer space. This flight illustrates how we can move forward together, promoting inclusion and equality as far as the eye can see and beyond into space. Let this voyage inspire us to do better. In the words of Dr. Mona Minkara, we can open any space. Thank you.
Now it is my greatest honor to introduce the Special Advisor for the United President of the General Assembly to the United Nations, Her Excellence Ambassador Daria Baudashkuret. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Polona. Thank you. First, I'm very excited and thank you. My congratulations to Princess Nasreen and the Royal Academy of Science, International Trust and AstroAccess for launching this historic Zero-G Parabolic Flight. Dear members of the professional team, as my president of the General Assembly, His Excellency Abdallah Shahid said, we admire your courage, your commitment, and your contribution to create actually new norm and open the door to space for people with disabilities. I am proud that driving force of this project are women. That indeed give us hope that equality and equality only can open the new horizons for humanity, for the new frontier where the space is the limit. All our dreams can come true if we have courage to pursue them. And dear team, you certainly have that courage. You have vision, and what is very important, you trust in science. I wish you a marvelous and great journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Her Excellencies, for a very heartwarming message. Next, I would like to invite a diplomat, chief strategist, philanthropist, and the eldest daughter of Malcolm X, Ambassador Atala Sabbas. Please, the floor is yours.
Well, greetings to everyone. Welcome around the world to all who gather and to acknowledge and celebrate the significant day of tribute on October 17th, 2021 to RASIT, the Royal Academy of Science International Trust, Her Royal Highness, Princess Dr. Nasreen AlHossemite, her brother, His Royal Highness, Prince Adnan AlHossemite, and his son, His Royal Highness, Prince Zain AlHossemite, to the distinguished panel, participants, the audience, and most assuredly to the 12 brilliant representatives of the sciences of whom we acknowledge today. I was honored to be asked by Her Royal Highness to give brief words, and I do so on the heels of such eloquent statements shared before me today. As I listen to them, I'm even more inspired to be engaged as I began to learn about the mission of the historic Zero-G Parabolic Flight, the biographies and the journeys of each illustrious scientist and their respective contributions to the advancement of collective knowledge. I myself was so moved with great pride by the riveting prospect of how their research, insight, and discoveries will impact all of us, both through the initiatives of such equality, diversity, and inclusion in space, but more significantly, how their presence will broaden the range of information through the sciences and our circumference of access to it, expressed through their varying mediums of each of our honored scientists. I believe amidst God's plan, we're all born on this earth with a spectrum of immeasurable gifts, abilities, and capabilities from whom we all can benefit with limitless value to and from one another. Thus, the global education, the sciences, aspirations, innovations, willingness, and the opportunities to do so thereof, notwithstanding classifications of ability, but must be accessible to all members of the human family. This is key for me to be clear as we use classifications of disabled versus able when we live in a world with varying abilities. So to our honored 12 scientists, I send you sincere blessings on each of your own respective journeys, the next endeavor, and I await your chronicles of advancement along with the social endowment of greater knowledge per your professional and personal discoveries. We will all benefit from them. And I give you my greatest congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your message. It is my honor now to invite the next panelist, His Royal Highness Prince Zain AlHossemite, a founder of Value Veda Global Initiative at the Royal Academy of Science International Trust. Please, Prince Zain, the floor is yours.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone attending this monumental meeting today. In a few hours, 12 brilliant minds will be ascending to the upper parts of our atmosphere to conduct experiments and collect data, all while feeling what it is like to be weightless. 3 of which are founding members of the Royal Academy of Science International Trust's Writing Science in Braille global campaign, which seeks to create a more inclusive scientific field. This is a large step in moving the field of science forward. However, more must be done. To further advance in society, we must find ways to be more inclusive of the disabled population and make sure that everyone, everywhere, accepts and embraces them as what they are, our equals. Part of the 2030 agenda is to leave no one behind, and there is no way to achieve these global goals without the millions of smart, creative, innovative people with disabilities in our world. In 1982, the founder of the Royal Academy of Science, my late grandfather, Prince Al-Sharif Muhammad bin King Faisal I Al-Hossemite said, "Despite the developments of modern civilization, we have failed to advance and recognize the situation of disabled people and how we can support, empower, invest, and include them through sustainable development programs at various levels and in all fields. We need to start listening to them. Let them define how we can help by giving them the opportunity to lead. I have no doubt in my mind that my grandfather would be proud and elated to witness the event that is taking place today." Finally, I'd like to remind everyone that people who are considered disabled are in fact the ones with extra abilities that we, who are considered normal, do not and will likely never have. They're like real-life superheroes, and once we recognize these extra abilities, then we will truly be in the future. Thank you for plowing the way for all of us. Thank you for having the courage to go on this trip. And thank you for stepping up to quite literally reach new heights. I am extremely proud of you, and words cannot describe the appreciation we all have for your work. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope to see you one day exit our atmosphere, aiming for the stars.
Thank you very much. And next, we actually have a panelist that left us a message. A president of Lebanese Association for Public Health, Professor Ismail Sukeria. When people talk about human rights in equality, diversity, and inclusion, these 12 disabled professionals present the implementation of human rights and unity for peace. Peace within ourselves, peace for society that is based on respect. I salute all of them, RASIT and AstroAccess. My special message goes to Mona Mehara, the citizen of my country, Lebanon is more divided than ever before, but today, more than ever, it is united. Its pride in you. The voice of Tairus uniting Lebanon, and now Mona Menkara. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for these really heartwarming messages. And now we have a special surprise for you from RASIT, from actually Girls in Science, for SDG International Platform. They made a short message for you in 3 different global languages. And I have here the message, and please, let me see, I'll share the screen. Here we go.
Thank you so much to all the brave scientists showing us that disability does not define who you are. I admire your courage and journey to create equality in this field. Everyone deserves to be able to reach their dreams.
向我们失明的科学家致敬，他们向我们展示了在所有领域平等、包容和不让任何人掉队的重要性。衷心祝愿他们一切顺利。
Hola, quiero dar la enhorabuena a nuestras compañeras científicas ciegas, porque habéis logrado no solo este viaje y esta aventura tan increíble que estáis empezando, sino también demostrar de que juntos podemos lograr una sociedad inclusiva e igualitaria, lo cual es básico para no dejar a nadie atrás en esta lucha por el desarrollo sostenible.
Now it is my greatest honor and privilege to invite Her Royal Highness, Princess, Doctor, colleague, and an amazing person that made all of this possible, an Executive Director of Royal Academy of Science International Trust, Dr. Nesrine AlHossemite. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much indeed, Polona. Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear colleagues in California, the 12 ambassadors of Flight 1. 17th October is a very remarkable day. While the international community is celebrating the International Day of Eradicating Poverty, and while Sustainable Goal 1 calls on ending poverty, which is defined by almost all parties of international community as economic and monetary. It is always neglected that poverty is the lack of education, the lack of access to clean water, the lack of access to health, the lack of access to food. Above all, poverty is the inequality, whether between genders, between individuals, or between societies and countries. Poverty is leaving people behind. My greatest grandfather, Imam Ali bin Abi Talib, said, "There is no greater wealth than education and knowledge, no greater poverty than ignorance, and no greater heritage than culture." Today's flight is a wake-up call to all the peoples, from the international community to policymakers to every individual in every country, that the greatest poverty is ignoring the role of people with physical, vision, and hearing disabilities in achieving the socio-economic sustainable development as agents for change, not only beneficiaries. Today's flight is a wake-up call that equality, diversity, and inclusion is a need and a necessity to achieve the 17 global goals. Today's flight is a real step into equality in science for society, whether on Earth or in space. Today, each one of you, my dear colleagues, Muna, Sina, Sherry, Dana, Mary, Eric, Centra, Victoria, Zubi, Sawyer, Eric Shear, and Aporva, today you are eradicating poverty by changing the present for the future, for the people and the planet. Each one of you is a role model. You cannot imagine your impact on societies. From today, families will not be ashamed of having disabled children, but rather will work hard to give their disabled children every opportunity to be shining stars just like you. From today, we will witness changes all around the world. Equity and inclusion, the secret words for sustainable development. Finally, on behalf of the Royal Academy of Science International Trust, the co-organizers and the co-sponsors of the 7th International Day of Women and Girls in Science Assembly, which it will be held on the 10th and 11th February 2020 at the United Nations, we would like to invite you to join us in a special high-level panel. Excellencies, dear colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of RASIT and AstroAccess, I would like to thank His Excellency Mr. Abdullah Shahid, the President of the United Nations General Assembly, Her Excellency Dr. Helena Dali, the EU Commissioner for Equality, Her Excellency President Amina Ghoreb Fakim of Mauritius, Professor Kenzo Hiroki, Her Excellency Ambassador Daria Corret, His Excellency Ambassador Francesco Lopez of Portugal, Ambassador Sabbas, and His Royal Highness Prince Zain AlHossemite, Dr. Ismail Sukkariya, and each one of you for making today very special for AstroAccess Flight 1 team members. I would be remiss if I don't thank the entire RASIT team, especially Ms. Polona Tepes, Noura Mahdi, and RASIT's youth for their work that constantly presented itself. Last but not least, to all friends and colleagues at AstroAccess, every one of you, I commend you and I salute you, and allow me to also salute on behalf of RASIT, the 12 colleagues, the ambassadors of Flight 1. I wish you good luck, success, and safe journey. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Her Royal Highness, Princess. And yes, the best is yet to come. I agree. And with that, we will kind of conclude this main part of our event. And I will give now the floor to our superstars in AstroAccess that are waiting for us there. But first, I would like to give an opportunity to one of our RASIT members, Ms. Blanca Lopez. She has a question for one of our superstars. So please, Blanca, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Polona. Good morning, everyone. Considering that I have a lot of questions and just a little time, I would like to ask Ms. Dana Bowles, how do you expect this experience is going to change your life? And furthermore, you are disabled, but you have succeeded in going to space. So I ask myself if this shouldn't be more about your abilities and not about your disabilities. Thank you.
Please unmute. Anne, would you please unmute your...
It doesn't click.
Polona, would you please unmute? Yeah.
Yes, it's unmuted.
Hello?
Now we can hear you, Anne. You're unmuted.
You can hear us now?
Yes, we just don't have the video. If you can please turn on the video. Thank you.
Okay.
Great. We can hear you. Yes, thank you.
Sorry about that. Okay, so the question, how it would change my life. Definitely, this is something that I've wanted to do ever since I was a kid. I was born with my particular disability, and I thought space would be the ultimate place to go to where I didn't need my wheelchair. So this is an amazing opportunity, and I'm with an incredible group of people here with me And as far as the term disability, I would like to say, we're doing this to kind of change the stigma from being a negative term to a more positive term. People need to see us for what we could do. And in that sense, I want to focus on the term diverse abilities, right? We all have diverse abilities, and so it should be focused on those and not what we can't do, but what we can do. So this is a first step in that direction to show the world what we're capable of.
Thank you so much, Ms. Bowles.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much to everyone here. This is going to open it up here. Thank you from everyone here at AstroAccess to this incredible panel of just amazing people. We are so honored to have you join us here. And we'd love to take a moment to hand the floor over to the wonderful Dr. Mona Minkara herself to express her excitement for having you all join us here today. So Mona, if you'd like to step right up, you can join us here.
Am I visible and am I audible? I want to take this opportunity to deeply thank RASIT and specifically Princess Dr. Nasreen Al-Hashimi. I cannot express on behalf of all of us, and specifically Dr. Sherry Wells-Jensen and Sina Bahram, who also serve on Writing Science in Braille, which is an initiative that was started by RASIT. But we're all so grateful for this opportunity, for this message to reach the international stage. This is very important. It cannot just stop here. We are trying to reach new heights. And that includes everybody in the international stage joining us in reaching these new heights. So thank you so much for RASIT, and thank you so much for AstroAccess for making this possible, for allowing me to do things like touching rocks from the moon and pieces of Mars that I never thought I would ever get to do, and take my cane and go to SpaceX and Virgin Orbit and just learn about the amazing science that occurs. I am now, and all of us are now part of that, and we are all progressing forward and hopefully working together to make a better future. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you so much, Dr. Minkara. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to welcome Dr. Sherry Wells-Jensen from the AstroAccess team to say a few words to this wonderful congregation.
Thank you, my friends. We appreciate your support so much. And we appreciate especially your support for all the disabled children, young adults, and older folk who are living in your own countries, who need and deserve the opportunity to study in the STEM field. This is the most important thing that we have to say, is that everyone needs to be welcome. We appreciate your kind words, and we also appreciate your words because they are wise. We really do need hope if this marvelous, joyful experiment called humanity is to survive. If we are to make it through climate change, if we are to find peace with one another, and if we are to find equality, we need hope, and we need each other desperately in good faith and charity and love to work together. I think on behalf of my ambassador colleagues and on the leadership team here, I think I have three things to say. First off is that none of us got very much sleep last night, so we're all kind of excited. But the second thing I have to say is that we have made a community and a family here for which we are all profoundly grateful. And the third thing is that we are profoundly grateful to be representing other people who are not yet able to do the things that we are gifted with the opportunity to do today. And we are profoundly grateful for your support and just to be here together and to celebrate this remarkable moment.
Thank you very much. That is everything from our end. We'd like to thank all of our incredible speakers and panelists for taking the time to zoom in with us from so many different time zones and locations. Thank you. We are so excited to be moving forward and to be making space for all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Anne, and thank you for filling us up with these wonderful emotions. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you. So long.
Thank you very much. And do we have a question? Another one?
Polona,
Okay.
I think they need to finish because they have to prepare themselves for the flight. So if we can conclude with Jayda Hanum and your conclusion.
That's correct. Yes, and the floor is yours, please, Jayda.
Okay, thank you. Dear Princess Nesrin and distinguished guests, I greet you all with my respect from Turkey. I would like to say that I admire Rashid's work, focused passion to ensure inclusive, equal access and use for ICT for girls and women. I'm so much honored to be part of this great moment. I believe the Zero-G Parabolic Flight will write the history. I wish 12 professionals with their vision and courage have a great journey. And I would like to say you are inspiring girls and boys, women and men, all of us. And I'm so much excited to be here today. Wish you luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jayda. That was very great. Thank you. So in the conclusion, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. I think that was very inspiring. I feel very inspired by everyone. And as a last thought, I would say the disability is not a problem. The accessibility is a problem. And thank you so much to really, with this collaboration, to enable that, to enable the accessibility to everyone. Thank you. And thank you for joining us today. Have a lovely morning, evening, and afternoon, wherever you are. Bye.
And have a safe journey.
Have a safe journey.
Have a safe journey.
Bye.
Bye.